Let's talk a little bit about mounting a racket on a 6-point machine. The first thing I do is I usually check to make sure that my logo on the butt cap is up. Alright, I'll turn in my lower side supports, and then when I've got about the same space here between the frame and the tower and the head and the tower, I'll adjust in my upper side supports. Once I've got those set up, I'll turn in my 6 o'clock support, then I'll turn in my 12 o'clock support. Then I'm ready to start stringing the racket. Sometimes you'll find that you'll have an individual adjustment for each one of these 4 side supports rather than one adjustment that controls 2 of them. If that's the case, then I'd turn in the 6 o'clock first until I had about the same space between the tower and the throat piece as I do between the head and this tower. Then I'd turn in the 12 o'clock support. Once I've got that done now, the racket wants to drop all the way down as far as it'll go. So it's not going to line up with these side supports. So I'd just lift the racket up and then individually, I've got this a little looser than I want, so I'm going to turn it in a little bit more just to hold it. Once I've got it suspended in there, I can turn in each one of these arms individually until they just barely touch the racket. Alright, once these are turned in, then I go on and turn in the upper supports until they just barely touch the racket. Then loosen up your 6 and 12 supports and make sure all of these are adjusted properly. I just got them fairly finger tight. Then what I'd do is adjust the 6 and the 12 o'clock support and string the racket. One problem with individual adjustments is you can turn one arm too far in and the opposite arm too far out, and you'll have your racket off center so that your 6 o'clock support or your 12 o'clock support might not line up with the center of the racket. If you got any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll answer them just as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching the video.